The creation of a Space Force in the United States as a full-fledged branch of the country's armed forces will take a lot of effort and money. An analysis by the Center for Strategic and International Studies concluded the total annual budget of the new service would range from $11.3 to $21.5 billion. Yulia Shapilova has more on the controversy around the proposal.
On August 9th this year, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence presented the Pentagon with a plan to create a new sixth branch of the U.S. military by 2020, the Space Force.
Now the time has come to write the next great chapter in the history of our armed forces, to prepare for the next battlefield, where America's best and bravest will be called to deter and defeat a new generation of threats to our people, to our nation. The time has come to establish the United States Space Force.
The idea was earlier put forward by US President Donald Trump. He said that for America it was not enough just to maintain its presence in space, but it also needed to dominate there. According to the US leader, potential adversaries, particularly Russia and China, have already achieved some success in this direction, making the new force necessary in order to maintain military supremacy in space. In accordance with the initiative, the US government plans to deploy missile defense system sensors in outer space. However, not all military and political figures support the idea. The call to create the Space Force has met quite serious opposition from some in the Pentagon. The fact that the creation of the Space Force will inevitably lead to the reorganization of the existing military means that a new bureaucratic apparatus will appear. But the problem is even bigger. Critics of the initiative emphasize that the US Air Force may lose some of its key functions. To establish a new branch of the military requires an act of Congress. The US Senate and House of Representatives passed a US defense budget for 2019, providing for the allocation of $716 billion to the Pentagon. However, calculations about the cost of the new Space Force are still ongoing. The Trump administration is eagerly pushing forward with the proposal, but it's now up to Congress to make the next move. There have been no major changes to the structure of the US Armed Forces since the US Air Force was established in 1947. Yulia Shapilova, RT.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel.
All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kachalayim, Yahweh Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Barakatam Akim. All right, as you saw this YouTube video that I just posted of the United States government or United States Space Force, they're gonna create. Brothers already had done it in time past, but I just found it interesting hearing that individual man, when he was speaking, talking about a new generation of threats. Who are those new generation of threats? Talking about Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. But to individuals that don't believe in anything like that, they may be thinking about, China or Russia trying to creep in another way or try to attack us in a different way, but because you heard them say that China and Russia already have this technology, or have this advancement, and then now it's time for the United States to reach that advancement as well. And as you heard that individual man, he said the time has come. So, hey, guess what? Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai is coming back, and he said the time has come too. Going way before I came into the truth, man. I had this dream, and I was in a tall building, and there was a few of us in this building. There's windows all around us, as you would know, in a tall building, a skyscraper, whatever you want to call them. Well, we're all gathered in a circle, and something told me to go to the window, and there was nothing inside this building. There was nothing in this building. It was just empty, no curtains, nothing like that, no tent on the windows. It was just all I could see was the clouds, and it was day. It was the daytime. And when whatever told me to get up to go to the window, I started to see the clouds form. They started to move and forming into words. And as it spelt out the words, it said that the end has come. And while I saw those words, at the same time, when I was able to comprehend it all, I heard a voice say in a loud voice, the end has come. And, you know, like I said, this was years before I actually came into the truth. But through the process of time, this is where Yahweh Shai has led me to be at. So, you know, like I said, I found interesting that this Edomite speaking like the way he was, saying the time has come and they're gonna you know, prepare the Space Force for a future threats, okay, which is Yahweh Shai already knows, and that's what he has set up and put in your minds to do this. You Edomites, you other nations, NATO, the EU, United States Army, China, Russia, whatever army y'all got, the Most High already knows. Y'all gonna prepare and try to go to war towards him because he's coming back. So I got a couple of scriptures right here. I put in war in heaven, Revelations 12:7. It says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." You see, so we all know that this ain't talking about no, you know, mythology or nothing like this. This is symbolic. All right, the dragon, which represents here on the earth Esau, okay, because he's you know, when you go back into the book of Daniel, when Daniel saw the four beasts, the fourth beast was like you know, was dreadful, and it would stomp the residue of the people with his feet, and he had all these claws and this, that, you know, things of that nature. So this same dragon is talking about an individual, no, not an individual, but a group of people, you know, nations, you know, or Esau primarily, the Edomites, okay. When you go into Revelations, it also talks about that same beast, the 7 heads, and the woman that rideth upon her, which is America, and the beast is NATO. Okay, so the dragon and his angels, right? His soldiers and stuff like that are gonna fight against the heavenly host, the Lord of Sabaoth, which means the Lord of armies. Okay, they're gonna actually go to war. There's gonna be war in heaven. Okay, so Esau is already making it known. He's fulfilling biblical prophecy. And what it is that they're hearing us brothers speak about this coming salvation, simultaneously coming with destruction, just like in the time of Yahweh Shai's birth and King Herod. When he heard about a king was going to be born, he desired to see him because he wanted to kill him, because that threatened his rulership, that threatened his blessing ruling the earth. Okay, so it's the same thing in this go around. Okay, the word Herod means heroic. Heroic, I can't even say the word, like a hero. Heroic. Salakia if I ain't pronouncing it right, but that's what that name means. And you know how Esau wants to be portrayed as a hero, and you know, always wants to get these medals, these medals of honor, this, that, and the third, and doing all this stuff, you know. But really, he's the cause of all this stuff, all this destruction, all this chaos. So I'm gonna jump down to Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. In righteousness he doth judge and make war. So Yahweh Shai is coming back, the King of Kings, man, and he's gonna make war with the kings of the earth, right? It says, I'm gonna keep reading. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. All right. It says, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Those are the chariots, the other angels, man. They're gonna fight with Yahweh Shai. to deliver his elect. All right. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations. You see? And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty God, which is Yahweh. Okay? So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is coming back to destroy these nations, man. Okay? It said, and he hath on his vesture on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, you see? And they're threatened with that because they know that it's going to be the end of their rulership. That's what the end of the world is, the end of Esau, the end of his rulership. All right? It says, let me jump down. Let's see. Right here, Revelation 19:19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and the armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. You see? So the kings of the earth, you know, the United States Space Force, United States Army, the Edomites, all these other nations, the heathens, China, Russia, they're going to make war against the Most High and his son Yahweh Shai and the angels. And on the earth, they're going to be going after the brothers that are that hold the testimony of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he had deceived them that had received the mark of the beast and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burned with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. So these individual nations are going to be destroyed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai by way of fire, by way of his lasers. All right. So I just want to bring this out to y'all's brothers' attention. Some of you